What's going on? Happy freaking Friday. That's right. Friday, baby. Downloaded this new iOS 18 on my new on my iPhone. You guys got this iOS 18 up yet? It's not bad, man. It's not bad at all. It's crazy. Welcome into Sports with Wallace. I am your host, as always, Jeff Michael. Friday edition. Man, there's a lot to go over. There's a lot of breaking news in the NFL as far as injuries are concerned. We'll get to those. Talk about the game last night, Thursday night football. Aaron Rodgers and company facing the New England Patriots. Well, I guess you could call it that. It wasn't much of a game, but we'll talk about A-Rod and his conversation with his coach or I guess that's the main topic of discussion today. Aaron Rodgers and his coach. What happened on the sideline? Well, we'll go over Thursday night football. Check out on the NCAA games this weekend. College football. Tell you what games are good, what games are not. As we all know, Arch Manning starting for the University of Texas this weekend should be an absolute blowout, but a good game for him to actually get his feet wet. I know he's played a couple of times, but as a starter, this will be the first. MLB playoffs getting close. 9 games left, something like that for some teams. 9 games. And we'll go over the wild card races. And then, of course, the NFL schedule this coming up Sunday. Today's show brought to you by, as always, Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Bikini contest coming up this Saturday here in Houston. There's 5 Houston area locations. Get over to one of them. I believe it's at the Energy Corridor from 5 to 10 p.m. Going to be a lot of fun over there. Get over to christianstailgate.com. Award-winning food, incredible drink specials. Just an amazing, amazing venue. You guys get over there. Check it out. Also, the sports card show of the month. This coming up weekend, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, free admission, 200 tables, Conroe Sports Cards and Collectibles Show. All the information is right there. It's at the Hyatt Regency on Grand Central Parkway. Opens tomorrow, 9 a.m. on Saturday. Listen, it's all night. They got trade night tomorrow night, too, from 7 to 11. Guys, just look at the banner right there. Go to Sports with Balls and your social media outlets. It's all over the place. Check it out tomorrow afternoon. And, of course, my man Wesley Butler at CCS and Company. Butler, CCS, Fire, Water, Mold, Roofing. Go check him out. The man is amazing. Go to Sports with Balls. Get all the info right there. All right, guys. Today is September the 20th. Let's dip into these national holidays. One of my favorite. Chips and queso, buddy. National Queso Day. That's as a matter of fact, when we get done here, I'm going to get some queso. NFT Day. What the hell happened to NFTs? Wasn't NFT like I remember my brother telling me something about NFTs were going to take over the world. I don't own one. I don't think I do. Never had one. German World Children's Day. National Care for Kids Day. Fried Rice Day. There we go. Boom. Love me some fried rice. Concussion Awareness Day. So Tua Tagovailoa. Today's your day, buddy. Today is your day. National Crime and Intelligence Analyst Appreciation Day, Punch Day, String Cheese, love string cheese, and Tradesman Day. That's about it. Let's see, any holidays? Not holidays. Any birthdays? No, none that are really that important. So there you go. We'll get into sports history on today's date in a little bit, but now let's get it going. Last night's game, Thursday night football. I didn't watch it. I was at the Astros game here in Houston. I caught the fourth quarter. I left a little early from the Astros game. It was pretty boring. But Aaron Rodgers, 27 to 35, 281 and 2 touchdowns. This is what the New York Jet fan wanted to see. Granted, you're playing the New England Patriots. But Jets defense looks great. Aaron Rodgers, that's exactly what he needs to do. I would like a little bit more downfield throws, right? But 27 to 35, 281, 2 touchdowns. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. But the big thing was him and his coach, Saleh, having not words, but as he went to the sideline, Coach Saleh tried to grab him, and Aaron Rodgers just looked at him like, get your hands off of me. It was weird. And then we hear Aaron Rodgers and both of them talk after the game. You got to hate it as a head coach when you're not the head coach. Do you know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers runs that team. Robert Saleh, I get it. He's not on Aaron Rodgers' level. I completely understand it. But as a man, and you're the head coach of the New York Jets, not being the head coach sucks. And apparently afterwards he was like, I think Saleh told him that, or told the pressers that Aaron Rodgers wanted to see some defense. So when your quarterback is telling your head coach, hey, man, show me some defense, that's not good, man. I'm sorry, but you can't win a Super Bowl like that. You can't. I've seen quarterbacks kind of take over. Even Tom Brady listened to his head coach. Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback that ever lived. Joe Montana, if you want to go that route, listen to his head coach. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. They listen to their head coaches. Promise you. Those coaches also had a little bit more stern presence to them. Robert Saleh does not. Aaron Rodgers runs that show. Good game. Good game for the Jets. They played a terrible Patriots team, and we all kind of knew that. But rushing attack was there. Braylon Allen, 11 carries, 55 yards. Listen, if you don't have him in fantasy football, go pick him up. If something happens to Breece Hall, who had 54 yards last night in a touchdown, but if something happens to Breece Hall, Braylon Allen will win you your fantasy football league. This guy is good. He is really good. If Braylon Allen is available in your league, go get him. Aaron Rodgers, 18 rushing yards. I wonder what the over-under for him was last night. I bet it wasn't over 10, but he had 18 rushing yards. Receiving-wise, Tyler Conklin led with 98, Alan Lazard 48, and Mike Williams. Finally, Mike Williams getting into the game, 3 for 34. Listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rodgers hit 8 receivers in last night's game. This is the exact line that you want to see from the New York Jets. They put up those stats every game. They're in the playoffs. The problem is they were playing Jacoby Brissett and the New England Patriots. Jacoby Brissett got pulled at the end of this game because it was out of control. But, I mean, he was 12 for 18 for 100 yards. That's not terrible. No touchdowns, no interceptions. It was just Ramondre Stevenson, 6 carries, 23 yards. And one of them was for 13. That means the other 5 went for 10 yards. The rushing attack, I never thought that the New York Jets defense was, their O-line. Their D-line was that stout. But, man, New England Patriots, wow. Roger Patton, appreciate you giving me the love. Listen, if you guys are paying attention, if you're on live with me on any of the 8 different social media outlets, drop me a question, show some love. I'll try to get to the question as soon as I can. Let's see. All right, we got down with the Thursday football game. We're out of that. Let's move on to NCAA football this weekend. I don't see a ton of incredible games. Tonight's a good one. It's not great, but it's good. 24 Illinois at 22 Nebraska. That'll be a lot of fun. Marshall's at Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 40. Clemson and NC State. There's nothing in here that's like, wow. The one game that's going to be a lot of fun. There's a good game tonight, but 11 USC at Michigan. So there's your game of the week. That'll be interesting. I don't think it knocks either one of them out of playoff contention, but early loss for either one of those is going to be tough to overcome depending on schedules. USC 2-0, Michigan 2-1. So Michigan has to win this game. Yeah, they have to. If Michigan loses, it goes to 2-2. They're out of the playoffs for sure. USC 11th in the country, favored by 4.5. That's at 2:30 tomorrow. That'll be a good one. Notre Dame looks like they've got an easy one. Yeah, man. Utah, Oklahoma State. That's a good game too. Tennessee, Oklahoma. I guess there are some good ones this weekend. I was running through it earlier. Didn't see because all the hype's been around the University of Texas. They get number 1. Now you got Manning starting. Quinn Ewers is recovering from some abdomen issues. I believe that if this was a bigger game, that Quinn Ewers would play, but Texas is favored by 44 and Arch Manning starting. So games of the week, though, Utah at Oklahoma State, good one. Like I said before, Illinois and Nebraska tonight, and then, of course, USC, Michigan tomorrow at 2:30. Guys, the University of Texas is going to go undefeated until October, and October gets really, really, really interesting for them. The reason I say that, they've got back-to-back games versus number 15 Oklahoma right now, and we all know the Red River rivalry. It's said that wrong. Red River rivalry. Oklahoma, and then right after that, that's October the 12th. The week after that, if they beat Oklahoma, we literally have a national championship game in the middle of the season. We will have number 1 Texas at number 2 Georgia. That will be insanity. And it's in Austin. Get my ticket now. I cannot wait for that. So the October football for Texas will be really interesting. And then, of course, after that, Vanderbilt, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky. Those should be pretty easy games. And then to end the season, in College Station, Texas will visit Texas A&M. I don't know which one I'd rather go to, Texas, Georgia, or Texas, Texas A&M. I've been to the Texas A&M games, and they are unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. But Texas got a tough road. They've got a real tough road. UNL, Monroe this week, Mississippi State next week, and then, of course, like I said, their October begins. We shall see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Major League Baseball. Let's go on to Major League Baseball. 7 or 8 games left, depending on who your team is. The Nationals and the Cubs are playing right now. Cubs are up. All the storylines right now are about Shohei Ohtani, which in all honesty, they should be. Shohei Ohtani did something absolutely unbelievable last night. 6 for 6, 2 doubles, 10 RBIs, 3 home runs. Was that the greatest game of baseball we've ever seen played? And on the night that he stole the final base he needed for the 50-50 and hit his 50th home run. That's unbelievable. I just don't even know how to put that in words, man. That a baseball player, that guy, I get it, he's not pitching this year. I don't know if he should pitch. Listen, why would you? If he puts out that kind of production, he is worth every single penny he got. Listen, nobody is talking about Shohei Ohtani's gambling issue. That is gone. Winning cures everything. Absolutely nobody is talking about Shohei Ohtani at the beginning of the season. His interpreter spent a bunch of money gambling, and we're not talking about a bunch of money. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars gambling. That is out the window. Nobody's saying a single word about Shohei Ohtani and gambling. It is that the guy is pretty much the greatest baseball player on the planet, and it's not even close. If you're Shohei and you're putting out this offensive production, do you even worry about pitching anymore? And if you're the Dodgers, do you even want him to pitch? No. If I'm Dodger fan, if I run the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani's not pitching anymore. There's no freaking way Shohei Ohtani pitches anymore. If he's putting out this kind of offensive production, it is unflippin' believable. All right, let's get to the wild card races. Baltimore, Kansas City Royals, and the Minnesota Twins are actually tied. Well, Baltimore and Kansas City Royals are in the playoffs right now, as it stands as top 2 wild cards. Now, the Detroit Tigers have been on an absolute tear. They've been the best team in baseball by far. It's not even close. They are 80-73 now. Won 8 of their last 10, and they are tied with the Minnesota Twins for the last spot in the American League wildcard race. Right behind them, the Seattle Mariners, 2 games out, and the Boston Red Sox, 4 games out. Those are all still in play. Minnesota, Detroit, Seattle, and Boston all still have a shot. Now, Boston's sitting at 76-77, 4 games out. They still have a -2 run differential. It's going to be tough for them. Seattle still has a shot. It just depends on the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners series, which starts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's going to be a great baseball series in Houston. That will be playoff atmosphere baseball starting Monday in Houston between the Astros and the Mariners. But that Twins and Tigers race, that is awesome. And look, the Royals are at +2. The Royals fail, and they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. Minnesota Twins are 4-6 in their last 10 games. That American League wildcard race is a blast to watch. Absolute blast. Over in the National League, little bit clearer. You got the Padres, Mets, and Diamondbacks look to be in it. The Braves could come in there. They're 2 games back of the Diamondbacks. But other than that, the Chicago Cubs are now 7 games back. And it looks like for all intents and purposes, they are knocked out. So it is a four-horse race in the National League, but a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7-horse race in the wild card division in the American League. Going to be a blast over the last 9 days. I don't know who you're rooting for. I mean, look. Do you want to see an Astros-Yankees ALCS again? Those are fun. Not going to lie. Those are a blast. I know Major League Baseball's rooting for Yankees Dodgers. I mean, that's got everything that if you're any network, if you're running a business as far as the Major League Baseball, you want to see Yankees Dodgers World Series. My goodness, dude. All the huge names are there. But that being said, as far as divisions are concerned, or leagues are concerned, give me the Astros and the Yankees in the ALCS. Give me the Dodgers and Dodgers Phillies in the NLCS. That would be a blast, right? And then let it play out as it may. But baseball's got some great storylines. The Baltimore Orioles were looking great. They are 3-7 in the last 10. They look to be kind of falling apart. And they're really young. They're going to be a good team for a long time. I don't see them making it too far. Yankees look good. Cleveland Guardians look great. You don't want to overlook the Guardians. Philadelphia Phillies look good. Brewers look great. Brewers just clinched. But the Dodgers, Padres, Astros, Yankees, those are your big names. They have all the star power. So if you're Major League Baseball, those are the teams that you want in. And I'm sorry, I hate it. I hate it for Brewer fan. Brewers got a great team, and even Cleveland Guardian fan. If it was the Cleveland Indians, I think I'd be great with it. It's the Guardians. It's just not a powerful name anymore. Sorry. It is what it is. All right, today's show brought to you by Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Get over there. There is a bikini contest with the Outlaw Dave show this weekend from 5 to 10. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find out where it is. Get over there and get some food, man. The place is absolutely amazing. Also, the Conroe Sports Cards and Collectibles Show this weekend in Conroe at the Grand Central Parkway at the Hyatt Regency. Going to be a blast. Giveaways, raffles. They've also got special appearances by, George Lopez, the UFC fighter, is going to be there. Or Jorge Lopez. Unbelievable guy. So it's going to be amazing. Get over there. And fire, water, mold, roofing, Butler CCS. Look them up. Call Wesley Butler over there. Get your butts to Butler. There we go. There you go, Wesley. Get your butts to Butler. All right, the NFL. Let's go. Been waiting on this, baby. Let's talk about it. Giants at the Browns. First game Sunday. Daniel Jones and company visiting Deshaun Watson and company. Cleveland -6.5. Singletary's been playing pretty good for the Giants. Man, Deshaun Watson has major issues. Giants are 0-2. Browns are 1-1. I don't know who needs this win worse. Probably the Giants. I don't think either one of these teams is going very far. By the way, Daniel Jones does not have a girlfriend and is not dating my girl. So we'll leave that alone. Daniel Jones. Cleveland Browns -6.5, maybe. I'm not touching that game. Packers at the Tennessee Titans. Jordan Love, by the way, we thought he'd be out 4 weeks, was at practice this week. I don't think he'll play this weekend. I do look for Jordan Love to be back in action next week, which is great for fantasy players and great if Packer fan wants the season to go anywhere. Titans need this game bad. Will Levis needs to do better. Titans really, really need this football game. Packers, this is a rematch, right? Malik Willis was let go by the Titans. Packers picked him up. Malik Willis gets to go into Tennessee, see what he can do. He threw his first touchdown pass of his entire career last week. So we'll see. We'll see what the Packers can do. If Packers come away with another victory with Jordan Love out, watch out. Bears and the Colts, this is a battle of the bottom, really. Chicago, this is a golly. I don't know if Anthony Richardson needs this game more. Anthony Richardson has yet to throw an NFL touchdown, which is unbelievable. And Caleb Williams is catching a lot of heat from Chicago. And the Colts look to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. If the Colts beat the Bears at home this weekend, you're going to see some major, major rumblings around Chicago. The whole C.J. Stroud thing, meeting up with him in the middle of the field and maybe trying to give him a little bit of advice or something like that, I think was blown a little bit out of proportion. But if Caleb really did say that and he is really that cocky and really can't back it up, he's going to get run out of Chicago very, very, very soon. So if the Bears lose to the Colts, that will be the talk of the town this coming up week is what to do with Caleb Williams. C.J. Stroud and the 2-0 Houston Texans take their talents to Minnesota to face the shocking 2-0 Minnesota Vikings. That's going to be a good football game. That should be a great, great football game. Right now, what is it? What's the line on this game? Houston minus 2.5. Oof. And here's the thing about Caleb Williams. Rome Odunze, he missed or dropped an end zone pass last week that probably would have won the game for Chicago. The Houston Texans probably shouldn't have won that game last week. And you see how quick the tide turns, right? Chicago wins that game. We're not talking about Caleb Williams, maybe getting run out of Chicago. We're actually talking about them having a great season because they can go into Indianapolis, win. They're 3-1. Caleb Williams off to an unbelievable start. But now you're looking at it completely different. This is how quick the tables turn. C.J. Stroud and company could be 1-1 going into Minnesota, and who's 2-0. The Vikings could go 3-0, and the Texans could be 1-2. Instead, you've got a great, great early matchup right now between the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans. I like the Vikings in this game. Sorry, Texan fan. I like the Vikings in this game. I would probably take the 2.5 points, but I do like the Vikings. Eagles and Saints. Can the Saints keep up their offensive barrage? That, man, Rashid Shaheed, unbelievable. Unbelievable. That offensive output the Saints are doing, I think they can. I like the Saints in this. They're actually favored minus 2.5. Matt Kelso joining the show. What's up, Matty, on social media? Hope you're doing all right there, brother. Chargers and the Steelers. Great football game. Let's see what the Steelers are made of. Steelers 2-0. Chargers are 2-0. By the way, in this game, Justin Herbert is listed as questionable. That's why, listen, Vegas has Pittsburgh favored by 2.5 points. Justin Herbert is questionable going into this Pittsburgh game. That's huge. Make sure you look at your fantasy football outlets. Let's see. Broncos at the Buccaneers. Bucs could be 3-0. Bucs may be one of the best teams in all of football after this weekend. I don't even look at this as a trap game. It's in Tampa Bay. Bucs are favored by 6.5. Give me the Bucs. The Broncos may just be that bad. And look, I was all about Bo Nix. I thought Bo Nix and Sean Payton were going to be absolutely on the same page. He's 46-77, 384 with 4 picks this year. And he doesn't even throw the ball down the field. Ouch. Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos may have an issue as well. There's a lot of quarterback problems right now. Well, I say quarterback problems. How about quarterback questions? Panthers at the Raiders. Carolina, obviously benching Bryce Young. Raiders look to be all right. Raiders are favored by 6. I like the Panthers to cover the 6. Give me the Panthers plus the 6. I think they'll play inspired football. But if they don't, Carolina, man, is that the worst organization right now? Is that the new Cleveland Browns? Is Carolina? It's like where quarterbacks go to die. Just, man, Carolina. Get it together over there. Dolphins and Seahawks. Tua Tagovailoa will be watching from the sideline. There's a couple of injuries to watch. Will Mostert play in this game? Don't know. Geno Smith, can he keep the Seahawks going? The over-under is 41.5. I like the over in this game. I know that Tua's not playing, but I still like the over. Skylar Thompson will look to blow the roof off of Seattle, if you will. Blow the needle. Move the needle. There you go. What else we got? Ravens at the Cowboys. Here you go, Matt. This is what Matt Kelso wanted me to talk about, and I'm sure a couple of other people that are Cowboy Nation fans wanted me to talk about this game. This is a massive football game for both of these teams. The Baltimore Ravens are 0-2. Never has an MVP of the league started off 0-2, especially obviously not 0-3. Lamar Jackson and company do not look like they are on the same page. It looks terrible. And they head into Arlington to face a Cowboys team that just got absolutely dismantled by the New Orleans Saints. So they are looking for revenge. This should have almost a playoff type atmosphere in Dallas this weekend. This is going to be a lot of fun. Ravens have to win. You cannot go 0-3. This is a must-win game in week 3 for Baltimore. That's insane. And the Dallas Cowboys, the exact same scenario. You can't go 1-2. You just paid Dak. You're supposed to be one of the top elite teams in the NFL. You start off 1-2, get blown out by New Orleans at home. And then now you're going to have a Ravens team come in there and beat you. You're going to have major, major questions about the head coach there in Dallas. And by the way, Jerry Jones has only fired one head coach in midseason ever in the history of him owning that team. So don't look for Mike McCarthy to be gone anytime soon, probably after the season. But this is a huge game. Ravens are favored by 1. Listen to that. Dallas is at home, and the Ravens are favored by 1. Wow. Vegas does not think highly of the Dallas Cowboys. My person to watch right here is Ezekiel Elliott. How many touches will he get? Because we saw last week that backup running back, what is his name? Dow? I forget his name. Rico Dow. If he listen, fantasy-wise, that's the guy to watch. CeeDee Lamb's questionable for this game. Jake Ferguson, questionable. We'll see. I believe that both will play. But probably the game of the week, 3:25. Let's see. Is it on Fox? Are we going to have Tom Brady on this game? Or are we going to have Tony Romo? One of them will probably be doing this game. That game is a must-win for both teams. That is almost a playoff game. It sounds weird in week 3. But that Ravens at Cowboys game, wow. Over-under's 47.5, by the way. 49ers at the Rams in what seems to be the hospital game. Is that what we're going to call this? Every person on both these teams is hurt. George Kittle might not play. You've got, the wide receivers for the Rams are just absolutely gone. You've got, I think everybody's hurt in this game. I don't know who Purdy's going to throw to at this point, and I don't know who Matt Stafford's throwing to at this point. Rams are 0-2. The 49ers cannot afford to fall to 1-2. They need a win. McCaffrey's out. What's Vegas looking at this? San Francisco -6.5. Whew. If Kittle plays, I like that. Kittle doesn't play, I like the Rams +6.5. Those two teams are too injured. Lions at the Cardinals. Great football game right here. Kyler Murray and his new receiver, Harrison Jr., might be on to something. I like the Cardinals in this game plus the 3 points. It has Detroit -3. I don't think Detroit's played that well so far this year. They need to show me a little bit more. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god, hasn't really put up a lot of numbers. Now, Jameson Williams has. I love him. I picked him in fantasy. He's got 10 receptions for 200 yards already. I like him a lot this year. But this should be a fun game. But I do like the Cardinals plus the 3 points. And then Sunday night, Chiefs and Falcons. Chiefs and Falcons. It's not in Kansas City, so I'm not really sure if you'll see Taylor Swift there. There's my Taylor Swift nod of the day. All right, guys, let's get on to today's events in sports history. September the 20th. What we got here, man? Chicago White Sox, Frank Smith's second no-hitter beats Philadelphia in 1908. Wow. In 1911, the New York Yankees set a team record with 12 errors in a doubleheader. What do we got? Legendary baseball slugger Babe Ruth ties Ned Williams' MLB mark of 27 home runs with a ninth-inning blast in Boston Red Sox 4-3 win over the Chicago White Sox. This when Babe Ruth played for Boston before he played for the New York Yankees. That was in 1919. And then, of course, we know the big trade happened. Roger Hornsby ends his hitting streak of 33 games this day in 1922. Walter Hagen beats Englishman Jim Barnes 2-up in the final of the PGA Championship in 1924. Lou Gehrig breaks his own record, his RBI record of 175 en route to 184 RBIs this day in 1931. Man, 184 RBIs. My Lord. Joe Louis won a boxing match at Briggs Stadium in Detroit in 1939 in defense of his title. Ernie Banks hits his first major league home run in 1953. The late, great Ernie Banks. Willie Mays homers off Vern Law in both games of a doubleheader in 1955. Roger Maris hits home run number 59 and barely misses 60 in game 154 of the season as the Yankees clinch their 26th pennant this day in 1961. And also, Mickey Mantle in 1968 hits his final career home run, number 536 on, man, wow. 536 home runs. He hit his final one today. And what was that? 1968. What else we got? Battle of the Sexes, 1973. Billie Jean King defeats Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes tennis match. I heard about that. I did not watch it. I'm not that old. What else we got? Walter Payton. Man, absolutely love this dude. 1987, Chicago running back Walter Payton scores his NFL record 107th rushing touchdown and the Bears 20-3 victory over Tampa Bay. The late, great, some people call the greatest running back of all time, Walter Payton. Where are we at? Wade Boggs, first player to hit 200 hits in 6 consecutive seasons, 1988. That's about it, guys. That is about it, and that is about it for the show. Have a good weekend. Good luck on your betting. Follow Sports with Balls on all social media outlets. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Jeff Michael. We'll see you Monday.